Mark, what's your overall assessment of tonight's game?
I'm disappointed, I've got to say. I think the first couple of minutes set the tone, and then the two goals that came from it were really, really poor, and just set the tone for the rest of the night. They set out to try and hit us in ways that I've not seen in a football match really for a long time. It was almost a throwback to old days, but you've got to be able to cope with it. They've old manned us a little bit, and what I mean by that is that they've got the understanding of how to hit and how to move you off the ball or ease you off the ball or stop you from running to try and challenge for the ball. And then they've been physical. They've thrown themselves to the floor. They've done all of the things in the game that you don't necessarily see quite that often now. But you have to be able to deal with it. We're a young team. You have to be able to deal with that, and we haven't dealt with it at all. They ended up scoring from a penalty that will look really soft to me. I've got to say, it looked really soft. And then a punt down the middle of the pitch that we didn't deal with. We've got to head that. You've got to head that first and be first to it and communicate and talk and deal with it. It's really straightforward, and then you find yourself 2-0 down, and then we get back into it with a really well-worked corner routine, and it looked like then we could start to build into something, and it never happened. We've got to try and we've got to learn from it. But again, this is a different sort of thing. How do you learn from that with a group of young players? They've got to understand that can't happen. It can't happen again, but potentially will do in their careers. But they've got to have an understanding of how to deal with it and how to cope with it. So the kick, when we set up from a goal kick, we needed to be a little bit deeper. You've seen that straight away, and we didn't deal with it. But again, you've got to experience it on the pitch. We can talk about how we set up, how we do things, and that can be the best laid plans. All of a sudden, the keeper's kicking it probably 10 yards further than we've been used to, and the pitch is shorter than the pitches we've been used to be playing on. So, this is not an excuse for anything. This is just the reasons for how we've got to learn from what's happening and what's actually happening in real terms, in terms of what's happening on the pitch at the moment. So they kick the ball longer than we expected, drop your line a little bit, just get us nice and compact, stay with runners, because all they did was they kicked the ball behind us, ran off the back of us, put us under pressure, didn't try and let us play out. When we had the ball and we were playing, it was okay, but we're 2-0 down. We got ourselves back to 2-1, and then you can start to have maybe a little bit of control in the game, which takes the pressure out of it a little bit. Get to half time and you're still in it, and then speak about next goal's really important for us. If we can get the next goal, then anything can happen. You can go on and do whatever, because it gives you a little bit of confidence, but you have to be able to deal with the physical side of the game, and we didn't. So that ended up meaning we conceded a early corner and a goal off the back of it, and then you 2 goals down again, and we never really came back. We never really looked like coming back from it, and it's disappointing. Really is disappointing. And then on the back of that, you end up with an injury that looks like a nasty one for Ben Wilmot.
You mentioned Ben Wilmot's injury. What did you make of the challenge?
I thought that, honestly, I thought that the lad's foot was up. He's come through him, but Ben's kicked through his foot, and it was just. Yeah, it was just one of those things that I don't understand why he's done it, because you're going to get hurt, but he's really gone for it, and he's tried to get through and do something that we should have been doing all night, all over the pitch, where he's tried to be physical and try to win the ball again, but without thinking about things too much. I think he just got to that point where he just wanted to go and win the ball.
Move on to Oxford on Saturday now. What's required to bounce back quickly, do you feel?
A good performance. We need a good performance. I think we've got to be. What we've got to do is we've got to get this out of our system really quickly and move on to the next one. So we can't dwell on it. There's not enough time to turn it around. Well, whilst we're disappointed now, we can change that and do better on Saturday. Oxford are coming to our place. The first time we've played at home since the Plymouth game. And this has been a tough week with the 3 away games at Sunderland, at West Brom last week, and this one tonight.